So we've got a signal on this altcoin that we have not seen in about a year. It is the infamous Dogecoin. Now, if you follow this channel and you've seen previous videos, you know that I am cautious about a lot of these altcoins, especially in sort of this bear cycle. And I will tell you right away that there is definitely profits to be made with these altcoins. Timing and selection is the most important. You don't want to stay in the altcoin too long, especially if it's a bear market, and you want to be careful which ones you're actually getting into, because all of these could go to zero. And if you were ever following advice on a guy, we'll just say on YouTube, who bought somewhere around here, held it all the way to the top, and then held it all the way down back to 11 cents because the technical analysis told him to do so, you should probably not take his advice in the future. But anyways, getting back into it, I just wanted to point out Dogecoin because it actually has a buy signal on every single one of our indicators. So we have the 7-period moving average, which is the blue line above the 25-period exponential moving average. We are above the 0 line on the Trendillo, and we are above the 0 line on the MACD. Now, we have had this in the past. We had it a year ago, and it resulted to absolutely nothing for the most part. Now, the thing is, you wouldn't be down huge necessarily percentage-wise if you got in back then, but it wouldn't have been a great investment. So why am I pointing this out now? Well, as of right now, the Bitcoin dominance, as far as just returns, as far as when it's going down, like price is going down, Bitcoin is tending to do better than altcoins. And when the crypto market overall is going up, Bitcoin is tending to do a little bit better. So the theory is right now it's better to be in the big blue chips, Bitcoin number 1, Ethereum number 2, and then staying away from altcoins until the next bull run, which is according to a lot of data and just previous history and how crypto has reacted to Bitcoin's halving in the previous years. Usually the halving kind of kicks off a next bull cycle. And that is the time when the next bull cycle is. The beginning of the next bull cycle is generally when you want to get into altcoins. So I am doing my due diligence for you on this channel, and that is pointing out where I see indications saying to go long. The benefit, if you were to just throw some highly speculative cash into Dogecoin, the great news is that you have a floor around 8 cents. It's at 11 cents right now. So, I mean, that is a long ways to go if you do get back down there. But the upside is huge. I mean, the upside could go back to 97 cents. You can 9x, potentially even 10x your money. Now, it's sort of I guess if we were to go through the bull and bear case. The bull case is that everyone knows Dogecoin. It is the most famous of the altcoins, so I don't want to say it is a blue chip of altcoins by any means. But nonetheless, I do expect Dogecoin to do pretty decent going into the next bull run when that happens. When the next altcoin bull cycle comes out, I expect Dogecoin to do well as far as returns. Because it's the biggest famous one, it's the easiest one to just pump. Again, everyone's familiar with it. Some people might even have it, so they could just be adding to their position. You have Elon Musk. It takes one tweet from him during a bull run, which notice has been a little silent for the most part on crypto during this bear market. I would expect him to kind of change his tune and be more vocal in the next bull run, but we'll see if that happens. So that's one case for it. A second case is what I mentioned before, is we have this solid floor, and it's been hanging around there for quite a while. So it has established a floor. If it gets back to 8 cents and you happen to buy in at 8 cents, you'd pretty much be going, and if the pattern were to continue, it'd pretty much be going positive back to neutral, probably maybe down a little bit, but for the most part staying neutral and going back up. So there is an established floor, which helps you as far as, is it going to go to zero? It's a lot less of a chance. There seems to be some stability around the 7, 8 cents level. The other point for the bulls is that so far it hasn't gone to absolute hell. It has survived this bear market so far, and I am expecting that we are sort of near the end of this bear market. And if an altcoin can be created or just whatever, blow up during a bull run and then survive a bear cycle, it is obviously more likely to be around during the next bull cycle. There is a lot, there were so many altcoins that were just getting wrecked and that will never actually come back in the next bull run. So the bear case is that there's an argument that no one cares about Dogecoin anymore. That, you got to remember towards the end of the last bull run, there was Shiba Inu coming out. There was Shiba Floki or whatever. There was something with Floki because Elon Musk named his Shiba Floki. And so people might be bored with Doge. They might be over it. It could backfire. Elon could never mention it again. He could be on to something else next time. There is no guarantee that anything is really going to happen. The next argument against getting into Doge right now is that when you can see right here, as soon as we entered the bear cycle of crypto, anytime Bitcoin pumped, Dogecoin just really didn't do much. Now, the same is true for other altcoins, a lot of other altcoins. And that is, again, Bitcoin has its dominance generally in the bear cycles. The issue is, however, there have been altcoins that have really taken off during, or at least had moments of showing strength in this cycle, while Dogecoin has just pretty much continued to go really nowhere. I don't know much of the intricacies and what the white papers say about Dogecoin, but I do know there is an insane amount of Dogecoin out there, which is which is negative. It is not a good thing if you want to see Dogecoin go up in the next bull cycle. Another argument against getting into Dogecoin, sort of the bear case, is that I'd have to pull it up. I don't have it in front of me. It is somewhere around 70% of Dogecoin is owned, or at one time was owned by one account, one wallet. So if that wallet decides to dump Dogecoin, for one, it could dump significantly, and then Dogecoin could go to zero. They probably wouldn't do that. They would not be smart on their end. However, Dogecoin could also be offloaded over a long, significant amount of time. Something like along here, so slowly that it is just going to dilute. And anytime the price rises, the wallet could dump more, and then you're back down to the original price. And that's actually what this kind of looks like, to be honest. So the highly speculative there it is, the bigger the risk, but also the bigger the reward. That is why, I would really like for the next bull run to get into the mining companies. A couple reasons for that is they have significant volatility. They have the ability to increase on a huge level, potentially as much as a lot of these altcoins, because they are actually mining more Bitcoin and buying Bitcoin even. And so as the value of Bitcoin goes up, the value of the company goes up, not only just because Bitcoin is going up, but also because they're gaining more Bitcoin. Okay. So also as time goes on with the halving, it becomes more difficult to mine crypto. So the miners that have had a head start on that are really going to be able to establish themselves as far as a company in the competition. So on top of that, you can also play options with things like Mara and Hut, BKKT, all those kind of things. So as of right now, Dogecoin's down 0.47%. If you're thinking about getting into it now, it's risky. Maybe just take a cold shower, maybe watch that guy's YouTube channel a little bit, watch a couple of his videos, see how he's sweating, because it wasn't a good use of capital to ride all the way up here and then fall all the way down because there was an assumption that there was some sort of movement going on. Doesn't matter. AMC, GameStop, Dogecoin, no one is in this space, or the vast majority of the people are in this space, not because of some social cause. Reddit wasn't pumping GameStop or AMC because it was fight the man. The original Wall Street Bets was out there pumping GameStop and pushing it hard because they were already in it and they wanted you to get in it. Okay, so if there's anyone out there, talking about because this is going to come, the next bull run comes, there's probably going to be another GameStop. It might even be GameStop again or AMC again. And there's going to be these people out there that are pushing a narrative that, fight the man and fight Wall Street, and the retailers, those are the people that are either going to get rug pulled when the bubble pops, or they're just trying to get you to get into it so they can get out at a profit or at least at a less of a loss. So that's all I got for you. That is Dogecoin. Pay attention to it. We'll pay attention to it. I'm not going to say I'm not going to ever buy it, but the technicals have to be right. And we have to most likely probably at least be in the beginning cycle of the next crypto bull run. We definitely don't want to be in altcoins near the end, right? And it's got to be short term. You're sitting here holding this whole time, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. It doesn't matter. It's not a good allocation of your capital. It's not a smart move. So that's all I got for you. If you like this video, hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Easiest way to help out the channel. Otherwise, just hit the subscription bell, turn on notifications. We got some really good trade alerts coming up and stuff like that. So just want to put this trade alert on your radar. But with that said, we'll see you next time. Thank you.